once again. So thank you very much. I know it is really late time in your zone, and I really thank you very much once again. I should say that.
Thank you and good night. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Uli. Let's see a real world and not the virtual world anymore.
So yeah, now we are going to have a second presentation. The presenter is Dr. Chulmo Koo from Kyunghee University. So Dr. Koo, the floor is yours.
Okay. Can you see the slide?
Yeah, excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Let me see. Okay. Look, this is a Metaverse. Okay, Oculus device. What is exactly different from smart tourism and Metaverse tourism? It's a different device. So we are using the smartphone for our everyday life. Smartphone is a kind of a extension of your brain, right? So you bring your smartphone every single seconds. Just imagine you leave your smartphone behind when you begin your everyday life. So that's exactly. So now we must understanding of human nature, smart tourism, and Metaverse together. My name is Chulmo Koo, Kyunghee University, South Korea. Anyway, it's a bit, advertisement. Last year, 2021, I starting the journal of smart tourism. So it's a good journal, very good journal, will be good journal. Anyway, I'm selected some featured articles with Uli. Actually, Uli and I starting smart tourism foundation and development. And same year, Hannes, Uli, and me together, we provide conceptual foundation for understanding smart tourism ecosystems. And continually, Uli and I, we are talking about smart tourism cities, which is a duality of a place where technology support touristic experience and residential experience together. Because in order to realize smart tourism, we must visit real physical destination, which name is smart cities. So on behalf of smart tourism, we must combine those concepts, smart tourism and smart city together. An ultimate publication with Uli and Jiang Xiang, we published artificial intelligence, which means non-human intelligence in travel, hospitality, and leisure industry. Okay, let's talk about human nature and technology. Actually, we are living in real world, physical world. And now we are using and utilize technology, such as smartphones. We must understand the human beings, how they think, how they feel, how they perceive. That's just human nature. Okay, let's get started with the philosophy perspective by Bertrand. He said, what is philosophy? Philosophy consists of speculation. Speculation is something projection about matters. Matters is a things, object, where exact knowledge is not yet possible. So philosophy is not yet possible. Imagine, Metaverse is kind of not fully yet possible. Science is what is we know, but philosophy is what we don't know. So part of our life is physical, another part of our life is virtual. So actually we don't know exactly what's happening ahead of us. So we must understand the concept of philosophy. Look, this is half curve by Gartner Group. Gartner Hype curve, let me show you. Actually, new technology emerged in the market. People look forward to very much. The visualities goes up. Actually, the metaverse keywords, the terms is a high peak of inflated expectation. That's why we are talking a lot about metaverse. But however, the metaverse is actually is almost similar with virtual reality, nothing special. And next year, probably the metaverse keywords, the dot-com bust like this is bring apart and break down. And the people feel like, wow, there's nothing special. That's the concept is a through of disillusionment. As time goes by, however, the technology will overcome and recover the problem and challenging issue, and slope goes up to slowly back to, and then number of people adopt metaverse as a normal life. We call that is plateau of productivity. Like this, metaverse by technology, naming is AI, augmented software engineering. So I guess we are here. Next year, probably dot-com bust, something like that. Anyway, okay, like what I said and explained to you, let's try to understand the concept of human nature. From Western philosophy, the father of Western philosophy, like Aristotle, he said, physics and metaphysics, we have two worlds. Like René Descartes, a French guy, he introduced cogito ergo sum, which means I think, therefore I am, which means it's a reason from the earth. From the heaven, we no longer imagine God only. Let's think about the human beings. That's a reason. Like John Locke, he said, human beings can be able to feel something, sense perception, derived from my eye. David Hume, he said, human knowledge derived solely from experience. So the French philosophy and England philosophy is a bit different from reason-based and experience-based. However, German, Immanuel Kant, he adopted two theories, get together. He said, metaphysical inquiry, object and sensibility together. So we must understand the things in itself. Another one is transcendental objects as a product of human understanding. So we reconsider Kant's concept. One is physical, another is metaphysical, which means virtual. So object of senses must conform to our spatial and temporal forms of intuition, which means is tourism business is closely related to destination, means spatial, and time and temporal. Okay, let's take a look at closely. Understanding of human nature is Eastern. The guy is Zhang Zi. Actually, Chinese philosophy, they got this philosophy from ancient India. So ancient India, they introduced two parts, the same as Kant, like Brahman is a material, efficient form of final cause of all that exists, means things. But however, Atman means is inner self, means myself and my soul, my spirit. The most important things to live is stay my soul and myself. Okay, and Upanishad philosophy from ancient India hugely influenced to Buddhism. And Buddhism gave us a sixth sense concept, which is integral to Buddhism devotion: sight, hearing, smell, touch, taste. This is five senses of human beings. However, Buddhism reinforced this part, mind, which means virtue of thinking like what we perceive via other senses. It's a thinking idea. So Chinese philosopher Zhang Zi, he addressed emotional, cognitive, and behavioral response. Something like this: intense emotions such as joy, anger, sorrow, delight. This kind of emotion coming from our body, our mind. So in Japanese philosophy of Nishianami, he also categorized philosophy and physics and metaphysics. So far, we are discussing between Western and Eastern philosophy of human beings and nature. How human beings get perception and emotion. This picture illustrates the process of emotion from the object. Object here is this one. Some people see this one is rabbit. Some other people see this one is what? Dog. That's a human perception. Human perception would be different from people to people, different time, different situation. That's the human perception. So like this, someone who see this picture in April, most of people see this one rabbit because of East season. But in October, the people see this picture as dog because of Thanksgiving Day. That is human perception. So perception is of five senses with a sensibility, got a sensory expression, and then people figure out the perception by intelligence. So we got the concept. This concept gave us thought and reason. And then we got the imagination about something we imagine and try to express our thought. So 36,000 years ago, Altamira Cave, the prehistoric man, they drew this picture, which means 36,000 years ago, the people, now modern people is the same. Now modern people enjoying this parallel. And what? E equal mc square is Einstein square. And this is oracle text from China 30,000 years ago. So if human beings perceive something object and then they think and then try to express and then behavior. Nowadays, as you know, the smartphone device with AI connecting to your brain. So actually, smartphone now is an external device of your human brain. So no longer our brain serve everything. So we need smartphone, depends on smartphone, and everything coming from smartphone. Okay, as a theory researcher and academia, we must understand concerning human emotion from that, metaverse situation and phenomenon. In order to understand, researchers try to categorize theory of emotion in the early days. Evolutionary theory of emotion by Charles Darwin. Physiological theory of emotion, cognitive theory of emotion, neurological theory of emotion. They are all early days of emotion, how people think and perceive the things and objects. So emotional arousal, like it's this. Look, this one's beautiful, creature. I love it. Snake. people see it and arousal, heart pumping, sweating, and then feel fear. That's emotion. And another theory is arousal by snake and directly heart pumping and fear. But another theory, there's a mediation effect, heart pumping and cognitive level. I am so scared because of a snake, and then fear. Another one is evaluation. So something like this, people, they feel by objects. Okay, so far, we are talking about the human nature and emotion. So anyway, if we adopt device for more feeling, more attractive, more thinking, more senses through devices. We're talking about smart tourism. Whether or you believe or not, smart tourism coming from 3,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago. You know, the Goff Leibniz, the guy here, Leibniz, he published his paper 1703, explanation of binary arithmetic. He said he got this idea from Book of Changes. His call is Iching, in Korean word Yeokgyong. So explanation of the binary arithmetic 1703, he got idea from like this: 0 ones. 0 is earth, 1 is heaven, heaven and earth, and fire and water, mountain and lake, snow, earthquake, and wind. This is the real world composed of 2 binary situation, heaven and earth. And then he invented 0 and 1 binary numbering system, which hugely affect the computer science language. And the computer science language now we are using embedded in your smartphone devices. So look, heaven is 111 and earth 000. That is digital code from Iching, Book of Changes. You know what? I'm from Korea, Korean flag. Here, we copy from Iching. So we are real smart people. Look, Book of Change, Iching, also introduces tourism. This is a Kwan, it's a Liu Yu in Chinese language. Tourism, the keyword, is appeared in Book of Change 3,000 years ago. The concept is a sense of traveling around to see the light of the world, discovering the light, look up at the culture. So whether you believe or not, smart tourism is coming from 3,000 years ago and medieval years, Gottfried Leibniz, and then Uli and I, we adopt the concept and then publish the smart tourism. It's kidding, but it's believable. Anyway, definition of e-tourism and smart tourism. Again, e-tourism, this is a big difference, is e-tourism traditional to digital, digitalization. However, smart tourism is harnessing data from real base at destination or during trip. So we can be able to search a hotel using a TripAdvisor, Airbnb, Facebook, something like that. That is smart tourism by smart technology. So these pictures illustrate to us how smart tourism layers and metaverse. So look, physical layer, technical layer, like a Wi-Fi connection, and data layer. We collect data from different source of data set, and governance layer like a platform business, Airbnb, Uber, and TripAdvisor, and Facebook. Then we got the tourism experience using of the apps, in-apps. That's the experience layer. Now the metaverse comes to our life, and then we can feel more densely, deeply, immersively. That is immersive experience. If Phil jump into metaverse and then they return to the real world connecting, which means it's bring us with a preview and inspiring us to visit a certain specific destination by metaverse. Look, high tech and high touch. John Naisbitt's 1982, when PC emerged to our life, he wrote a book, High Tech and High Touch. And he mentioned embracing technology, but we must stay in humanness. So look at this picture. This is one of the genuine place in Seoul, Korea, the most beautiful building from Joseon Dynasty. And we take a picture with my smartphone. This is it, high tech and high touch. This is picture taken by my son, Portsmouth in England. Look at this lighthouse and design this, contents. Like this, we high tech and high touch in smart tourism period. But however, I extend further smart tourism cities, something like a smart cities residential focus. However, smart destination is touristic focus. So in total, smart tourism city is holistic. And time frame is continuous and temporal. And the fluid means always connecting in smart destination and smart city. We are talking about much more physical part rather than virtual part. Okay, so I'm trying to extend further metaverse tourism. Look, e-tourism is digital, smart tourism is bridging digital and physical, and metaverse tourism, what that is a seamlessly transition digital and physical, in and out. So the backend internet era, search engine, smart era as big data, now head mounting, devices, crypto, digital chain, digital currency, blockchain, something like that. So in this world, we are talking about more seamlessly immersive experience through the HMD devices. So that devices would be create metaverse creative economy by owning, data or contents. So transaction economy evolutionized to the platform economy and the metaverse creative economy. Okay, let's talk about metaverse, tourism. What that is, the new terms, buzzwords, spread all over the world. So meta and universe. Actually, meta originates from Aristotle. This guy is incredible. He said this meta is back after physical, natural devices. So, which means refers to the world of thought, world of idea, and world of ideology and imagination. That's meta. In Asia, Nishiyama, he introduced abstract things without form. That is 형이상, are metaphysical, whereas real things where there is form, it's a real world. So metaverse actually starting from visual simulation games with Google. This picture, Snow Crash, is novel. The guys introduced the metaverse at first in 1992. Now Facebook changed their name, Meta, because they want to go beyond in-apps business. This is me. I enjoy Metaverse. So Metaverse is like a representation of avatar and people in the environment interact. Another one is a presence, like a real feeling of being in the environment. That's the key. And immersive. The degree to which people perceive and interact with a visual environment by augmented reality, lifelong mirror world, and virtual reality. But however, this guy, Elon Musk, he criticized Metaverse is bullshit, is garbage. He said, who wants to wear this, goggle? How can we bring this goggle all the time, enjoy our life? This sucks, he said, actually. And he said, Elon Musk launched Neuralink, connecting brain with computer. That's the key. He said people to enter new reality through the brain immersion interface. Neuralink is to form digital brain layers that work together with existing layer of our natural brain structure. That's the key of, he said, implementing microchips in your human brains. He said, Neuralink technology is now working well in monkeys. He said, safe and reliable, and Neuralink device can be removed safely. What? It's amazing. So, as a field of tourism and tourism context, we are tourism, researchers. We must understand the things going on, how Metaverse concept combined with our, papers. So we must understand the preview, something like a pre-trip stage, and inspiring real world and immersive experience. Still far away to go. Core technology we need: brain machine interface, HMD, blockchain, battery, radios, silicon chips, cameras, speakers, sensors, you name it. Every single technologies must converge into metaverse. For what? Extensible, flawless, and floating between physical and virtual world. That means, like Elon Musk, she said, ultimate goal is has set off and infrastructure without delay and standardization. Metaverse in Facebook, Metaverse in Noblex, Metaverse in, Jeffeto. They won't share the platform for what? Hanging around. This ecosystem invented who? Me, myself. I want to introduce this Metaverse ecosystems. Like this, Metaverse tourism ecosystem is, I think, we have two parts. One is traveler, another is developer. But we need supplier, like a hotel industry, restaurant industry, okay, and transportation industry. Anyway, travelers want to go into virtual world and platform with avatars and persona, something looking for another me, myself, another self, something like that. But however, travelers wants to tourism experience of one's identity, one identity, me, Charmo. Physical world, actually, we passively sing the metaverse, the concept of observative environment, which means being entertained, being educated through what? Augmented reality, life logging, virtual reality, mirror world. So in real world, e-tourism, smart tourism, go into the metaverse tourism and then feel more immersive environment. So here, this virtual world and platform businesses, they will going to converge each other and jump into another metaverse. For what? sensory, sight, hearing, and feeling. So I think in the metaverse, people coming out of the metaverse with a sense of feeling, and that's an idea, go back to reconnect to the real world. So supplier and developer have tried to invest technology, huge amount of money, and try to imagine more immersive experience through their platform. So here's conclusion, philosophical point of view again by Bertrand. I like him very much. I want to propose 4 different propositions about metaverse. First one, proposition 1. The core technology of metaverse tourism will lead a new level of immersive experience without delay. That's my proposition. Speculation. Proposition 2, new method of tangibilizing service with the metaverse will help tourists to develop more realistic expectation of destination, which means inspire the real world. Proposition 3 is a metaverse with tourism will usher in a new era of evaluation, considering tourist multi-identification profile. For example, self, persona. Persona is coming from the Carl Gustav Jung. Actually, Gustav Jung get that idea from Chinese, Book of Change, and also, Asian India. So actually, 19th century, 20th century, early 20th century, a lot of Western society and copy the idea from Eastern China. Proposition 4, unlimited space, seamless transaction will be a fundamental metaverse creative economy. It's gonna be very important, business for all of us and reconnect the real world. So this is a conjecture or speculation by myself. I want to look at these propositions in my journal papers, and probably sooner or later by technology, we can prove the effect of the proposition. Okay, that's the science, social science. Okay, this is it, my presentation, and thank you for listening my presentation. Thank you. Once again, I launched Journal of Smart Tourism. Look forward to your manuscript in this year. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Koo, for your great presentation, and the last advertising message is really interesting. I'm really impressed that you check any term in the title of this panel session. Thank you for that. So from now on, maybe we have a few minutes. We would like to get a few questions from the floor. So I will give you some time to the audience to type their questions. So for me, I have a question for you. So actually you show some pictures, you actually doing the Oculus, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe you have some personal experience in the metaverse actually. Yes. So when you do that, what kinds of feeling you first get about the metaverse tourism as an actual experiencer? Okay. Actually, we have a smartphone and Oculus. Smartphone is 2 layers, one physical and look at it. So it's a little lack of immersion. But it's after wearing the Oculus, we are really enjoying the immersive experience and feel like we are in metaverse. So metaverse world actually in the Oculus and Facebook, which is really fantastic and enjoyable. So it's going to be work for somehow in the game and sports rather than tourism. So sooner or later, like Elon Musk, he said, device is going to be an obstacle for moving around. So it's, who knows, it will change anyway. Yeah, thank you for the answer. There are some comments for your, thank you for your inspiration presentation. maybe let's take up for a few seconds for the question, just in case. I would like to one more question for you. So in my opinion, so Metaverse is a really great technology in ours, and it can be really bright future for us. But I think the pandemic situation also makes that technology more popular because we cannot travel physically these days. So in your perspective, if the pandemic end, which is our dream, the Metaverse technology could be really continuously popular in our world, or you think maybe that can be also affect some on a little bit less popular about the Metaverse technology? What do you think?
That's a very good question. And everybody tried to, predict the after COVID-19. Actually, we never know when the COVID-19 ends. That's the problem. For 3 years, every single country, including US, Europe, and Korea, and China, tried to figure out this issue, but impossible. So we are very weak, creature in front of nature. This is true. But my expectation here, like is our life, current life is a part of the virtual world and part of the physical world. We are living in the both sides together. So we cannot live from the virtual world. I guess, again, the virtual will bring us to inspiring me to a certain place. So probably we designed in virtual stage, our traveling from pre-stage to the during stage and some sort of things. So it's kind of by myself, we designing from the beginning point to the end point, and feel like, wow. And then we try to actually feel my body, 5 senses in real, travel industry, travel context. So I guess it's gonna be complementary effect between actual physical world and virtual world, even if COVID-19 after, I mean.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for your detailed question about that. So maybe I think the audience are too shy about the question about this panel session. So then, because we already a little bit running late about the time. So once again, thank you for your presentation and your great contributions to our conference and this panel session specifically. So audience, thank you for your attention for this first panel session. So after the break, we are going to be back in the main hall for another great event there. So I hope you're enjoying, you're attending as well in our conference still. So thank you all, and thank you to presenters, and thank you the attendees, and see you soon after the break. Thank you.
Thank you very much, audience, and so on.